Welcome to the Patrick Real Estate Show, guys. We're joined here today with Rachel Vigil. Am I saying it right?
Vigil, very close. Vigil.
Big
Did
Vigil.
you like
Okay.
an age? I know. It's a fun last name.
Love it. Well, hey, listen, I'm authentic and I just kind of say it how I try to say it, and everyone just sees all my flaws with not knowing how to pronounce people's names. But for the people that don't know who Rachel is, she is with UpClose Marketing, a platform connecting hosts with premium brands and then showcasing them in their short-term rentals. So she partners up with big brands. For example, she recently partnered up with Heineken Zero, and she pushes them to host Airbnbs, and then they start marketing. We market for them with product placements, and then the products in turn are, there's no cost to it. So you just get products to be able to put in properties and push brands. But without further ado, Rachel, welcome to the show.
Yeah. Thanks, Patrick, for having me. I think we met Level Up this year.
Level up. Exactly. And the moment that we met, you told me about what you do, and I quite didn't really grasp exactly what it was, but I think, and I just didn't know. I was like, this doesn't make sense. Is this like a scam? Like I get free products? Like what is going on here? But then obviously we started talking a little bit more, and you've been awesome. Great customer service. I don't know if that's your background, but you just explained everything to me. I was sold on it, and ever since we've been working together, and it's been great. So we just did the Heineken release, and it's been great. So yeah, just I just wanted to kind of, before we kind of get into all the details, I do want to kind of go back in time and ask, how did Rachel even get into this world of short-term rentals?
Yeah, so my background is in marketing. I did that for about 10 years, working at the university level, teaching students about marketing. And then we bought our first vacation rental about 8 years ago in Big Bear, California. And then 3 years ago, we bought our second in Kihei, so in Maui. And so I've been self-managing and understanding from the host side what it's like. And then about 6 years ago, I was introduced to a company called Free Products for Hosts. And just like you thought it was a scam, I mean, there's no way that they're giving away free products. I mean, why would they? So I went ahead and I applied. It was for a mattress at the time. So a free mattress. I mean, start big, why not? And I got accepted and a mattress showed up. No cost. All I had to do was put out some marketing, take a couple photos, and then realize, okay, this is legit. I love it. I reached out to the CEO and said, you have to hire me, because I love that the host angle where you get it free, the marketing for the brand, it's just a win for everyone, and then my host background. So he brought me on, and then I did that for about 5 years. The company moved to Showplace and focused on design and furnish, and then as of last year, I brought it to UpClose Marketing. Been around for a while, just had a name change. And it's been so fun because I work with a variety of brands, from drinks, like you said, Heineken, to cleaning supplies. We've had Mrs. Mars, Downy. We're in a Downy campaign right now. And then some very fun, unique things. Like we've done punching bags, so workout equipment.
Interesting.
There's really so many options, even services. Like we're getting into meal deliveries so that when your guest shows up, there's actually a meal ready to go for them. So great exposure for the brands just to get in front of potential consumers in a relaxed environment. There's no sales pressure. Yes, there is a marketing sign, but it's not with the message of buy me. It's more try me, and then hopefully you'll like it so much you want to go buy at a later time. So that's the quick concept.
That's very, very popular. I live in an apartment right now, and they have those lockers that they deliver, packages. But somebody partnered up with them, and they were like, "Hey, we can deliver you a sample pack of these snacks that are, they're being released for free if you want to opt in, and we can just drop it off in your mailbox." And I was like, "Cool, yeah, sign me up."
Yeah.
And so they just dropped off some snacks and some new things, and I got to try them. And as a matter of fact, I really liked one of them and ended up, becoming a big fan of that. And I haven't really bought too much of that, but I know that form of marketing works really well. I think, have you ever heard of Natural? Like the alcohol?
Oh,
like the seltzer?
No. I'm like, I have the sleep gummies that we just did, but not with the alcohol.
So, like for example, that in that situation, one of my buddies had a partnership because they partner with like an event company as well. That's a perfect example of like my buddy had almost too much of that at his event venue, and he was like, "Hey, honestly, take like 3 cases, like just take them. Like we just can't, just try it." And I took 3 and I brought it back home. And I'm not that big. I love seltzer, but a lot of the seltzers that I don't like as much. And my girlfriend's the same way. She hates like White Claw, and she's like, "What is this? Like, why'd you bring all this alcohol back?" I'm like, "Well, we might use it." She's like, "What if we don't like it?" She tried it with me, and she thought it was the best thing ever. We have never stopped. Like every time we go out, we either get Happy Dad or we get Natural. And so
Okay.
like they've made so much money through both of us. And look, I don't drink all the time, but like I feel like like every time I go to the store, I'm like, that's what I get. And
Yep.
so I know the marketing works. I know that that it's there, and I'm sure Rachel, you have some stories too of times that you've tried something and you've continued to want to drink it or eat it.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, maybe you can walk me through what's the psychology, like how are these brands thinking about this when they implement these kind of campaigns? They spend a lot of money on product.
They do, yeah. It's so hard to get trials. So
Yeah.
to get somebody to try your product. And when you think about it, where would that happen? Grocery stores, commonly, but there's only so many samples. Costco is well known for it, and guarantee that they're selling so many when somebody is there trying it and they have the end cap and you just pick it up right there.
Mhm.
So it works in store sampling, but a lot of these brands are new, they're emerging, they're just trying to get into.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
On social media everywhere we go. So how do you now create that relationship? And this is exactly what they're doing, because the example you gave was this whole story about how you bonded and tried it, and now when you walk down
Mm-hmm.
that grocery store, if you see that brand, you're more likely to buy it. And that's exactly what we're doing, is we're creating that of, hey, there's a guest that walks into a property and they hope that there's usually a welcome gift or something. It's kind of disappointing if it's a bare minimum and there's not a whole lot, but if they do walk in and they've been greeted with, wow, Tony's chocolate and some drinks in the fridge that are cold, you've now elevated that experience, and right away they've formed that nice bond with that brand. So next time they're walking down the grocery store aisle, they're going to try to pick that one most likely over the other one. And so that's really the environment we're trying to create, is form that relationship and just trying it, because
Yeah,
it's, yeah, otherwise you probably won't. You're not going to go spend the money just to try something new
that's
a lot of
true.
times. And we like to do unique, different, and more the high end items that as a host you wouldn't typically go out and buy. So it's
Mm-hmm.
either a step up from what you might. So maybe it's like cleaning supplies. Rather than buying the Kirkland brand, now you're getting Mrs. Myers from us. So a step up to now save you money, or is something that you would never even think about putting in your property.
And in that situation, like let's say this product placement, is that what you were doing before in marketing, or were you just in a different vertical?
Yeah, it was kind of different. So it was a company, it was educational marketing. So I would
Mm.
work with a brand like Honda Element that wanted to get their vehicle out and marketed. So I'd bring it into a junior, senior level college class, and they would do a whole marketing plan of how can they market this to their peers on campus. They would pitch it to the client, implement, and then actually do a nice one-day event on their college campus and measure results. So a little bit different, but a lot of that carried into what I'm doing now, because it's great, you can market, but the brand side, they want to see results. So how do you show them that it was effective? And so we do that through a few ways. So photos, social media, we love when the hosts are taking pictures and putting them out there and taking the brand. So now they're getting even more exposure beyond the property itself. And then a survey. So we do ask the hosts to take a feedback, just a quick survey, and let us know, did the guests try it? Did they leave the product? What were some of the comments that they said? And then for the guest side, we normally will have an option for them to take a survey. So when they're in the property, sometimes they get $10 to Amazon just for answering about 10 questions, or they might be entered into a bigger incentive, but it's more capturing the data of, have you tried this product before and would you ever consider purchasing it? So that's really valuable to bring and give back to the brand. But yeah, marketing, it's a little bit different, but lots of learnings carried over.
Nice. Yeah, absolutely. So let's kind of walk through how maybe, I mean, we kind of outlined how this relationship works with the brands. Like, let's say I wanted to sign up for a new thing. What are some of the criteria you look for? Is every host able to get access to everything, or is there limitations to what you can get?
Yeah, so the process is you go to UpCloseMarketing.com, and it's abbreviated. So it's UpCloseMKTG.com. You'll create an account and then add your properties. So when you add your properties, we're looking for the basics. Is it pet friendly? The number of guests, number of bedrooms, bathrooms, location. Some brands will be specific to wanting a certain area. Like right now we're going into winter. Everyone wants the high occupancy areas, which is ski resorts. You are in a ski resort location in the mountains. Now is a great time to join because we're getting a lot of brands asking for that. And then it shifts. Spring break, we have, the spring break zones, and then summer, the beach zones and lakes and all that. So when you add your properties, you definitely want to check so that we know if you're a right match for the brand, because we never automatically send product to you. As a host, we want you to know that it's the right fit, something you want. You might be more of an eco-friendly type, so you might be selective on the products. Maybe you're only organic. So we'll have those as well, but not always. And so if you are a property manager, like when you join Patrick, you can just shoot us an email and we'll onboard your properties for you, because we have all sorts of different types of properties. Actually, it was last week, we're onboarding houseboats now. So one group has houseboats, and we do boutique motels, campgrounds, RV rentals, all of that. Pretty much anything in the vacation mindset, as well as the midterm and corporate stays too.
Gotcha.
So you'll add those, and then what we do is we announce it. So, as tomorrow, this might be a little bit late when you all listen to it, but we're launching with a sheet company. So what we do is we put on social media, we put it in the newsletter, and if you want to, you go onto the website and say, yes, I'm interested. And then either it'll check you out right away and you get the product, or you apply. The luxury items like the sheets, you apply, and then they're going to hand select who they want and then invite you to participate. So that's really how it works. It's up to you. The best thing is sign up, see what we have, and then if you want it, then you go on and grab it.
Perfect. So curious, how do you guys make money? Because obviously, like everyone needs a piece of the pie, and if you're not making a piece of the pie, then it doesn't make sense for anybody, right?
Yeah, this is where everyone says it's a scam. I don't believe it.
Yep.
No one's giving away a free product. I hear all the time. It's the brands that pay. So it comes from their marketing budget. When they're picking how do they get exposure and trials, this is one way to do it. And so the brands are 100% covering the cost of the product and the shipping, and there is a cost to ship, or I almost said ship, so UpClose Marketing. So yeah, they're the ones that are fully fronting it, so the host can get it for free. Now, the only time I'll say there might be an exception is if they need help covering some of the shipping cost, because mattresses and some of these other items are really heavy and expensive, but it's minimal. It's just to help offset. That would be the only time that we say you might see something, as well as we'll have just discounts. Like right now on the website, there's Twinkle Mattress, and they are giving 80% off to the host. So that one, you just work directly with the brand, but I still like to have those connections and options because it's a really good deal.
Wow. Well, heck.
Yeah.
That's great. And so why should hosts even do this, right? Obviously free products, cool. What's in it for the hosts?
Yeah, so it's more about that guest experience and creating amenities, because we all know that it's changed. I mean, from 10 years ago, it really is a different environment. It's so competitive. Everybody's getting into the vacation rental world. So how do you stand out with something that's not like super expensive? I mean, people are adding pickleball courts and hot tubs and cold plunges. I mean, that's expensive. That's great. but what can you control inside of your walls that's not going to be so expensive? And this is one way to do it. So instead of going out and buying that welcome gift, welcome basket, we're offsetting your cost as well as elevating that stay for the guest. So the hope is that if something does go bad during their stay, they're going to think, oh, this host was so amazing. They gave me all these nice items when I first came and amenities. And so overall, their experience is really good, and nitpicking one little thing to still get that 5-star review. And it's fun. I mean, everybody loves free. But I will say it's not a fit if you don't want to complete the deliverables, because we are giving some really nice stuff for free. And in return, we ask for those 3 photos to be taken one time, just so we can see it set up, put out the marketing, because there is usually a little marketing sign so that it explains, okay, this is why it's here. The cleaners did do their job. This is here on purpose, not left by another guest. The marketing is helpful in that way too. And then to complete the feedback survey. So you do all those 3 times in a row, then you become a VIP and you get first dibs on the free product, which is also huge, because you'll want some of these items.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so the big thing is actually driving 5-star reviews, right? Like like for example, the Heineken, right? Like to be able to go to the house and then you have just a pack of, Heineken Zero, just sitting there, and people are like, wow, this is great. I have access to, this you're a free something to try. Even if it's something to try, it's free, right? And people love free. So, it's going to reflect in the reviews, and people are going to mention it. They're going to be like, oh, is this for me? Is this like, wow, like this host is being, very generous, even though it's paid for by somebody else. So that's the way I see it. But the guest doesn't know that. They think, wow, they're leaving it up for us. Like, this is so great. And I totally see that. Now, I'm curious, do you guys work with a lot of property managers too, or do you guys just, like, what kind of people usually see the most benefit from something like this?
Yeah, it's a pretty even split with just self-managing hosts, anyone that has 1 to 5 properties. And then I think my biggest property management company is 1,800 units, and then boutique motels. It's a variety. I mean, we want to capture people in the relaxed environment in the vacation mode. So it's pretty much all of it. And then with some, like with Heineken, they just wanted to send pallets. So then we're going to contact property managers and say, okay, do you have a warehouse that can store these pallets? And then a team that can disperse them to all the properties. Yeah. Or there might be one I'm trying to think, like more of an emerging brand, something new, just a startup. They can't scale big. And our trial is 100 properties. I don't want to exclude them. So they just get started with 100. Hopefully it goes well and then they grow. So in that case, we're not going after property managers, because you would take all those supply, So it's more those self-managing hosts and those like 1 to 10 boutique property management companies. So it really depends on the brand. And so we always say that on the website, and when we announce a new product, what are they looking for?
Yeah, gotcha. So it just really depends on who it is. Cool. So curious, how are some of the ways that people can leverage this kind of marketing to maybe drive more 5-star reviews? Like, what kind of stuff have you seen other hosts do that maybe helps with product placements and making it a lot more, just a lot more effective? Like, what are some of the things you've seen?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think it can actually start before the booking. So in your listings, I like to promote that I've been selected by brands to have extra amenities. So that I am exclusive, I'm special as a host, that you're not going to get this with every property. So start it out that way, kind of tease it out. As a guest, when you show up, you like that surprise. I mean, in our listings, we're very detailed. I mean, we show every photo and all the amenities, but there needs to be a little element of surprise that goes beyond what they already know and their expectations. So that's what you're creating. Everybody loves that. And so that's one, is put in your listing that you are an exclusive special host, and we have wording to help with that. And then social media, so big. I know everybody talks about it. Have social media, be out there, brand yourself. So if you do have those pages, start bragging about, here's some of the items you're going to see over these next 3 months. You want to get, like, here's one. I'll give some examples because I love examples. This is the natural one, not the alcohol one, but
Yeah.
it's sleep gummy, kind of blurry. Brag that, hey, when my guests come, they're getting the best night's sleep. We have a comfortable mattress and sheets and sleep gummies to help. So you promote and talk about it. So all this can happen to help you get bookings.
So does that help? Like, can you promote, like, for instance, like, let's say, oh, we got shipments from Heineken Zero,
Mhm.
like, they're okay with you doing that?
Some brands are and some are not. There are
Gotcha.
particular ones that want to be secretive, and like there's
Mhm.
some energy drinks that I've worked with, and they like to be more secretive because they
Gotcha.
don't want their competition to catch on and to start working with us. So if that's the
Gotcha.
case, we'll say no social media, but most will want it, and we'll come up with a hashtag, and you tag the brand, you tag UpClose. So yeah, there's only a few exceptions there.
Got it. So I can post, hey, we are delivering this product in our houses, like if the brand is okay with it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Cool.
absolutely. Start it. You can start it from the beginning of, hey, we're going to be getting our shipments in. So we normally send a 3-month supply. So you don't want to always overpromise and say, oh yeah, unlimited, it's going to happen forever. So
Yeah.
over the next few months, get them excited to book so that they know something fun is coming. And then you can do unboxing. Everybody loves
Mm.
unboxing videos. So
Yeah.
look what just arrived. And for you, it's fun because look at the pallets that just arrived.
Yep. Yep.
I know you have Downey coming soon, and so you can say, "Ooh, I wonder what's in these boxes. What are the guests going
Yeah.
to experience?" And then when it's in the property, and you can even say like, "Oh, all of our guests are loving what we have right now." So you can play on it in different stages for sure.
Do you ever get alcoholic drinks?
We have, and same with CBD. I've kind of been hesitant because of the liability, and I
That's
think a
what I was
lot of
thinking.
hosts are moving away. Like I used to leave a bottle of wine, and I've moved away from it because I feel like you
What
can
if
get
it's an
so much bad.
alcoholic, you know?
Yeah, we have guests that could be under 21. We have recovering alcoholics. I mean, you just don't
Recovering,
know
yeah.
who you're, yeah, going to offend. So I prefer, there's a lot that are now doing like more mocktails. And in a drink station, you've got your coffee bar and you've got like maybe your hot chocolate station and mocktails. And so then it's
Mhm.
optional. Everyone brings their own alcohol. So you can add it if you want, but at least I'm not providing it from the liability standpoint.
Oh
But
yeah.
we have before and we're like, no more.
Yeah. What kind of, maybe you can talk through some of the things, maybe some experiences that you've had with your own personal short-term rental or other short-term rentals that you've heard, like where this has been really effective, that kind of thing. Like, I'm just curious, like maybe some brands that and how you guys were able to use that to your advantage with guests and making them feel like their experience is wowed.
Yeah, so the product that stands out the most is e-bikes. We worked with Aventon
Ah,
and electric bikes, and these bikes, I think they're about 1,800 a piece. And
wow.
they were looking for more like mountain areas where you could go mountain biking because they're
Cough,
thick
cough,
tires.
Joshua Tree.
Joshua Tree was one. Yep, they were. Big Bear, I mean, all those because they were thick tires and they folded in half. So they were kind of
Mm,
compact but really tough and rugged bikes. That one was really fun because it was such a luxury item and something you're going to put in your listing that now you
yeah.
carry e-bikes and you get two, comes with helmets and a lock. The only thing is it was a little bit hard to maintain. So we learned through that process of you need to make sure they're fully charged. And so there's a lot more on the cleaners, unless you're a host that lives nearby and making sure the brakes and the maintenance. So that was the one tricky part. Now, what's fun about this is after the campaign's over, you as a host have the option to decide do you want to keep it in your property or do something else with it. So
Cool.
for a lot of those hosts, those e-bikes ended up at their home or they stayed in the property. So as long as they're in there for the campaign duration, that's what we're asking for. And then after that, it's really up to you. Yes,
So
we
Rachel,
have
why don't you maybe
e-bikes.
re-engage in that campaign and let me know?
I know they're fun. I also met with another company. I can't say it, but it's a cool amenity. It is so fun. Where
Oh, so cool.
yeah, you want to have this in your property, and it's one that you're probably never going to take out because you're going to see that guests love it so much. We've done some workout equipment. That one, it can go either way. Some
Peloton?
that's more like a midterm rental
Yeah.
because some just don't want to exercise on vacation. So
Yes.
you need to have it in the right location and make sure that your guests are the ones that are actually going to use it.
Have you heard of tonals? the tonal weight. It's a whole thing. It's you can get a full workout in with like resistant bands. So they have like these, but it's like technological. So like they'll like for example like you'll do like a curl and they'll kind of walk you through how to do the curl and they'll set it up. So they'll have these like sliders and then they will make the resistance stronger depending on how many pounds you want to do. So if you want to do like 50 pounds, you can make a really strong resistance. So you're
Yeah.
feeling like the full muscle effect. And then they have this like bench that comes down. It's like you really put it up against the wall. It's this big screen. And they like tell you
Okay.
like what workouts you can do. It's really cool because it's like you can finance it, you can put it into your home. We have a client that has one, and it's pretty cool. I think it's cool. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, those are
So
good because it doesn't take up a lot of space.
it doesn't. Yeah, exactly.
And a lot of people will be curious about it. We did one with Fight Camp and it was punching bags. And
Mm.
so you get to watch a video and work along with the workout video and do it. So it's more the curiosity of try it. And what I love about some of these brands is they have open box items. So these are items that have been returned but have been refurbished or barely used. And they can't always sell them in the marketplace. So we can take those and put them in vacation rentals because, yeah, that first guest is already used. And so this is a great way to repurpose and put some of
Yeah.
these like workout equipment, unique ovens, blenders, coffee makers, all of that can be a great way to use them.
So what do you see in the future like for you? Like, do you guys see partnering with a lot more brands and doing bigger things? Like, what's kind of in the cards?
Yeah, I'm trying to get more into services and to some other unique things like artwork. I think art would be fun. Furniture, rugs, just something a little bit different. I briefly mentioned like meal delivery. I think Uber Eats,
Ooh,
Uber
yeah.
itself, all of that would be amazing. But you just need to put yourself in vacation mode and what makes my vacation either better or easier. And I personally, I hate grocery shopping when I go on vacation. I try to plan everything
Yeah.
out. I don't want to go to the store. I want to make it easy or deliver everything to the property. So trying to think kind of in that mindset as well. And then we do want to go international. So right now we're just in the United States. I want to go to Canada and maybe Australia. I want to move to other areas and just, yeah, go a little bit beyond the United States.
Yeah, totally. And so do you ever, I mean, I'm assuming yes, but do you ever say no to a specific brand because this doesn't fit?
Yeah, sometimes it's too complicated. So they might be looking for a very specific demographic, which I cannot guarantee, or it's just too focused into one area. So we can do geography, but if it's in a place that we don't have a lot of vacation rentals or they've been banned, I mean, that's the hard thing is we've been asked to go into certain cities and STRs, they've been shut down. And so we can't. It was a challenge. But then there's the option of midterm rentals. It just, you don't get as much of the trials in a midterm, but you get a really quality one because it could be
Yeah.
for 30 days or more. Yeah.
But
So
it's
we,
not as much, really. It's like you can get like 10 groups of people in a short-term rental a month if it's a
right.
really active one. So I don't know.
Yeah, it depends.
But there's a lot of people that go through a short-term rental. I've done the math.
It is a lot of people.
Yeah, so cool. Anything else that you'd like to share about, up close marketing? Any pointers for people? If people are interested, how they can reach you, kind of thing.
Yeah, so we're on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn at UpClose Marketing, spelled out. But my recommendation is if you have a property, go sign up. There's no harm. You create your account. If it's 10 or more, reach out. We'll do it for you. Because then you start seeing what products are available, and then it's up to you to grab them. But the tip is get to VIP status so you get first dibs. So do those host deliverables and then go quick. So if you see something, you have to grab it right away because everyone is excited and they go and they're gone very fast. So they can
Do you
be gone
send
in
email?
newsletter.
Yeah, newsletter. Yeah.
Yeah, we send it. I
Cool.
try to get every Wednesday. Sometimes you might see it Thursday or Friday, but I try to send them every Wednesday. And so when you see those come through, it's go grab it because we've seen some go in about 30 minutes. They do go
Wow.
fast.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing is like, I don't think I'm getting those newsletters because I don't know if there was other products that were mentioned that I didn't get a chance at, but
Yeah, it's probably going to your spam. So you want
yeah.
to add us to
Okay.
your contacts. Yeah, it's probably, but we'll check it
Gotcha.
tomorrow. Tomorrow we launch with the sheets. So you want that one.
Yes, cool. And then, I want to get through the last questions for you, kind of tie it up. But what educational resource do you believe was instrumental to your success?
Oh gosh, that's a good one. I think going to college, I mean, it just was. I was such a shy kid, honestly, going through high school. And I went to Oregon State University. I said, there's no way I'm joining a sorority, which I did. I ended up joining a sorority, and it actually took me out of my shell and made me more outgoing and not shy. And then facing my fear of public speaking, terrifying. It was horrible. And then I landed a job. That's all I did. I taught in university
I love
and
that.
had to speak with all these professors around me and students. So I think just that college experience and being on my own and having to develop into my own person and completely facing my fears, it changed everything.
People develop a lot in college, and sometimes it's not even the education as much as it is like getting to become a better person because you're forced in these environments that you're not before.
Yeah, it's social. And isn't that life? Isn't that what you're doing? I mean, creating relationships and knowing how to interact with people, it is in every component of every job.
Like at the conference, you approached me and you started talking to me, and look at us now.
You just never
It,
know. You can't,
yeah,
I mean, you just have to get out there and talk to
yeah,
people. Otherwise,
100%. And special question just for you, because
sure.
I love, if you had a dream, and I think you alluded to this before, but if you had a dream company or companies that you could work with, and you could work with any company, who would they be, and what products would they have that would elevate the guest experience?
It's so hard. I am kind of an organic foodie. I like eating clean. And so I do a lot of the natural product expos, and there's a huge one in Anaheim, going to one next week in Denver. I think it would have to be somewhere in the food, but coffee is also just my habit. And I think, okay, I will put it, I'm going to name drop because one of my favorite coffee brands is Sisters Coffee. It's in Sisters, Oregon. And it is just so good. I just love their coffee. And so having a nice way to start your morning for every guest and not the cheap coffee brand, I think that right away kicks off your vacation. But personally, I love coffee.
That's amazing. I guess that is, if anybody's listening and knows an off chance, that's kind of what Rachel's looking at. Cool. And then obviously for people that wanted to connect with you, how can they connect with you? Or is the website the best? UpClose Marketing?
Yep. So social media, but you can always send an email to info@upclosemarketingmktg.com and it will make its way to me. And also on the website, there's a contact form you can complete too. So any of that. And yeah, any questions, we're here. We love the space. We love helping hosts and property managers.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for jumping in and sharing everything about what you do. It's really cool because who doesn't love free? So anybody that's listening, I don't think there's any reason not to get on the list. Other than the fact that you're going to be competing with me and I'm going to have to jump on those products faster than you. But that's all good. I'm happy to share the love. So yeah, thank you, Rachel, so much for hopping on, and love everything you're doing. So super excited to see. Maybe one day I'll have an e-bike collaboration.
Possible. Yeah. Well, thanks, Patrick. I really appreciate you having me on and letting people know that we're legit. We're not a scam. Come get your
Not
free
a
stuff.
scam. Verified. All right, take care.
Thank you.